Hello, and welcome to another video by the IT Systems Training team. Today's video is about the basics of using Copilot. We'll have a look at what Copilot is, how you can access it, and I'll share some examples that you could use. Throughout this video, I'll be using Microsoft 365 Online, but if you have the full Microsoft 365 package, also known as Apps for Enterprise, these examples will also work. I won't be talking about how AI works today, but this session will give you a basic understanding of Copilot. First, let's go to the Microsoft 365 Copilot website. You need to ensure that you are signed into your nhs.net account. To begin with, we'll have a look at Copilot Chat. Copilot Chat is an intelligent assistant for Microsoft 365. It automates tasks, enables real-time collaboration, and performs advanced data analysis. You can ask questions, get recommendations, and receive updates on projects within your workspace. Copilot pulls information from documents, emails, and calendar events to keep you organised. The documents that it looks at are only the documents that you have access to on SharePoint or OneDrive. If you want to use documents that are on your network drive, you would need to upload these. Copilot Chat uses natural language processing, so you can interact with it like a colleague. Let's explore some of these features. To begin with, on the home screen, you can see in the middle there are some suggested prompts for you. At the top, work is pre-selected. This means that when we interact with Copilot, it will look at our work documents and also the web. If you didn't want it to search the web, you can turn off web content. Down here we have View Prompts. This is another place to get you started with prompts. You can use the drop-down to filter the prompts. Let's have a look at Prepare option. You can see some prompts for helping you prepare for meetings and preparing for various work tasks. I'm going to choose Arrive Prepared. It's entered it into the chat box at the bottom, and then you just need to press the send button. So it's looked in my diary and it's seen the meeting that I've got booked in, and it's given me some information about the organiser, who was invited to it, and it's found some emails and files that might help me. You can ask further questions about the information produced above. If you wanted to use Copilot for another topic, you need to select New Chat. Otherwise, it will be a continuation of the information here. When you are sending a message to Copilot, you can add content. So for example, if you wanted a summary of a document, you can attach the document. You can see that you can also link it to people, meetings, and emails. Down here you can add agents. These are links to other apps that you have access to. We'll have a look at Copilot Chat using the web only. When using the web option, it won't look at your files or Outlook, it just searches the web. You can see again there are some suggestions. I'm going to do a search for what are the best strategies for a job interview. You could ask some further questions either by typing it in or using the prompts. We'll have a look at the visual creator now. Again, there's some handy prompts suggested for you. With the visual creator, you can create images and videos. The image creator might be useful if you want to create a poster, for example, but you don't have any suitable images. So I'm going to ask it to create an image of a teddy bear with some bandages. So there's just some of the ways you can use Copilot Chat. Hopefully you'll feel confident to have a go and see how you could use it to help with your work tasks. And just to make you aware that Copilot Chat is also available through Teams. You can add a button by selecting the 3 ellipses, then search for Copilot. You can then pin it to your main bar on the left for easy access. I'm going to show you some examples of how you could use Copilot with Word. These examples work with the web version and with Word 365 desktop app. Copilot in Word can draft, summarise and refine documents, and you can ask questions about the current document. At the top we can see some prompts to give us some ideas, and we've got this section where we can ask Copilot to create draft documents. I'm going to ask Copilot to help me create a draft paper on interoperability within the NHS. And we can see Copilot's created almost 3 pages of this document for me. At this point, I could ask Copilot to make some changes for me if I wanted to. If I'm happy with it, I can press the keep button. The other way that we can use Copilot is by pressing the Copilot button on the top banner. Again, there's some prompt examples for you. So I'm going to have a look at the summarise document prompt. Copilot's looked at the current document and it's summarised some key points for me. It's also referenced the key points, so we can see that these are coming from this particular document. Copilot could help me with research, so I'm going to ask it to find me some case studies to help with this document I need to write. It's looked at my messages, Outlook and documents and collated this information. I can see the references and where this has come from. When you're using Copilot Chat within Word, you can switch it off looking at the web for content. We can access some other features by clicking on the plus icon. So you can attach documents, view prompts, add an image, and ask agents. You can also speak directly into Copilot as well by pressing the microphone button. Other things that you could try are asking Copilot to help you with creating business cases, cover letters, asking for key points within a long document. So they're just a few examples of how you could use Copilot within Word. We'll have a look at Copilot in Excel now. Copilot can give you suggestions on how to clean up or standardise existing data. It can create charts, analyse data, generate formulas and explain errors. Like we've seen in other apps, there are some suggested prompts. I've got a data set and I want to make a bar chart. So I'm going to ask Copilot for some help. You can see the bar chart there that's been created, and if I want to use that I just need to click add to new sheet. And it's added it in there for me. I'm back on my data set and I want to add some conditional formatting. So again, we'll ask Copilot for some help. and I'm going to apply that to my table. So I'm happy with that, but if I wasn't, I could have pressed the undo button. Copilot can also help you with formulas. Copilot's been able to work out that row 1 is a header, and it's created this formula for me. So I can copy it and I can paste it into the cell that I want this formula to go into. And now I've got my results, adding everything together in column C to give me the total. So Copilot can be very helpful in Excel if you're not quite sure how to use formulas, create different tables, charts. There's lots of things that you can do. So hopefully you'll be able to go away now and have a play around with some of these functions. Let's have a look in PowerPoint. Copilot can create a presentation from scratch. You can see the slides that have been produced, and you can edit anything as needed, and it's also produced some notes. Now I'm going to ask Copilot to create a presentation using an outline that I've created myself. This time I'm using the Trust PowerPoint template. So I'm going to generate the slides. You can see the slides that have been created, and if we go back to the edit view, we can make any changes that we need. Copilot's also created notes using the outline I gave it. Copilot can summarize a presentation so that I don't have to look through it. So you can see this is what it's come up with, and it's got the references, which slides it pulled that information from. Copilot can really help you cut down the time it takes to create presentations. And lastly, I'm going to show you Copilot in Outlook. It can help create emails, edit emails, summarize email conversations. It could help you to catch up after annual leave. We've got our usual prompt suggestions down here. If I've been off for a week, I could ask Copilot to summarize my emails. I can look through and prioritize my emails. I need to schedule a meeting with my colleague, so I'm going to ask Copilot to help me with this. So I want a 1 hour meeting, but not on a Monday. and it's found our first available slot, and I can send that straight away, or I could edit it before sending. Copilot can also set out of office. It's set the duration. I could edit that if I needed to. It's pulled out my automatic reply. So for my reply, I'd want to just update it. And then I can save it. And we can see my out of office and automatic replies have gone on. Copilot can create emails. I'll ask it to create an email to say training's cancelled on Monday. So here's what it's created. Copilot can change the tone of an email. Once you're happy with it, you can press the keep button, and there's your email draft created. We've had a look at various ways which Copilot can help you with your work. Hopefully you'll now be able to go away and try some of these, or you might discover something else. If you need any further help or support, you can contact the IT training team. Details on screen now.